All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well and teach well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect out there, especially the men out there laboring in truth and sincerity. This video is called, How is Nationality Determined? Okay, very simple. You know, the Bible has all the answers. These are the basic instructions before leaving Earth. All right, and if you subscribe to the Bible, then these things are going to be simple, should be simple to understand. You know, a lot of people, you know, who subscribe to the scriptures, especially of Israelites, the true Israelites, the so-called Native Americans, blacks and Hispanics, you know, those who subscribe to the scriptures, they often like to mix, you know, Esau Edom, you know, their oppressor. They like to mix his science with the science of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, you know, the God that they so-called worship. All right, but I'm going just to show you, proof through the scriptures, you know, their nationality is based on your father, and just to show you that, you know, many people who do subscribe to the scriptures, they may get a cognitive dissonance when I prove the point, okay? And just going to show you that they are under the vibration of their oppressor, you know, what they have been taught, what they been so-called taught in these institutions and educational establishments, you know, our schooling system, our education system has not taught us the truth. They've been teaching us lies and pseudoscience, you know, false artificial science, you know, lies. All right. There's no such thing as being biracial or multiracial or things of that nature. It's just simple. You are who your father is, and that's just, you know, what the scriptures say. Well, that's what the Most High say. Okay, and basically, if I can read these things, since if you're under the vibration of your oppressor, the man who tells lies, and then you so-called being a believer in these words in the Bible, okay, if you can't agree to it, that means that you agree whether to what, you know, your oppressor says, then pretty much you are against what God says, what the Most High says, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. All right, because it's told plainly in the scriptures, you know, and it's really through common sense, right? How your nationality or so-called race is determined. Okay, the first verse I'm going to read is Isaiah 29, verse 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Right, so this is essentially what, you know, the wicked, aka the colonizers or Esau Edom, so-called white people, the colonizers, the people that be in a power position right now, rulership, you know, oppressing the people of oppressing the inhabitants of the earth, you know, they are the ones that basically are saying this to the Most High, that he hath no understanding, you know, that his way can, you know, use some work, like what the Most High has done and set forth, you know, he needs some help, you know what I'm saying, with his counsel, like as if he don't got it all figured out. And this is how proud this devil is. He's turned things upside down. He's perverted everything. You know, he's perverted the rainbow, the covenant. He just pretty much, you know, turned everything inside out, upside down, profane things, and to make you believe that what he says is the gospel, you know. But he's been putting enchantments on the people, and I'm here to clear that up, you know. All right. The potter cannot be equal to the clay. All right. The Most High is the maker, right? And you're just the clay. All right. You're made exactly how he said you are. All right. And if you rather believe the science of Esau Edom, that you are so-called black and Asian, or you're white, is Italian, black, and you know all this other confusion, then that means that you just basically saying God got it wrong. Okay, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Let's go to Galatians, because this goes right into what the lesson is about. The answer. All right, how your nationality is determined is based on your father. All right, this is Galatians 6 verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." All right, so here we, this is talking about spiritual things, obviously, but you can also apply this through the spirit to what this lesson is about. All right, don't be deceived by this devil, Esau Edom and his pseudoscience, or all these social constructs that he have formed and put on the people, enchanted the people with, saying you're white, you're black, you're this, you're that, when the scriptures give us a clear indication of how things are supposed to be determined, how things are set up. All right, it says God is not mocked, right? Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So a man, right, he has the seed, right? And when he sows that seed, what is he gonna reap? He gonna reap the same. He gonna reap whatever he sowed. Okay, and that includes his nationality. All right, his DNA, which his lineage, his race. All right. And the answer really, if you go all the way back to Genesis 1, that's where the answer is. It's simple. We are often compared to nature itself, but we are nature. We're often compared to trees, right? This is Genesis 1 and 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. All right, let's read it in NLT. It says, then God said, let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees which they came from. And that is what happened. Okay, and that's what it is. All right, verse 12, it says, the land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees and seed-bearing fruits. Their seeds produce plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. All right, so essentially, right, it's telling you how the vegetation, right, was established on earth, how he established it on earth. And you can very well compare this to man, okay? Because man, he also has seed. This applies to man as well. God is not the author of confusion. Okay, so essentially, people who say that no, it's you're both your mother and your father. If your mother is white and your father is black, you're black and white. You're mixed, right? That's false. All right, get that out of your head. All right, so these two verses that I just read, they are the foundation and emphasizing the principle of reproduction. So this is the principle of reproduction. I'm not saying you're literally have the same DNA as the fruits or whatever vegetation of the tree. Is that you literally just are, you do what nature intended to happen, what God intended to happen. He said it was good. What people are saying when they follow after Esau Edom's pseudoscience, they're saying that it's not good. You know what I'm saying? They're not. Kind is basically, um, matter of fact, all life reproduces after its kind, after the seed of its kind. Okay, this is the basis of determining a family, a heritage, a species, race through patrilineal lineage. All right, which is a seed line, a bloodline. You cannot plant the seed of a grape somewhere and it comes up a different fruit, such as a banana. So this applies to man as well. Okay, you can apply. It's okay. You can leave off of the man who oppressed you, you know, and stop looking at his standards and read the truth. This is the truth of the matter. This is Genesis 1:21. All right, so here's another parallel to different creatures producing after their own kind. Genesis 1:21, and God created great whales and every living creature that moveth. Aren't you a creature that moveth? All right, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and God saw that it was good. All right, so obviously this is talking about ocean creatures and birds and fowls of the air. You know, but as you can see, is life itself. When in the reproduction, matter of fact, think about the word reproduction. Like you're just reproducing what you sowed. You just sowed something and you reap it. That's that's reproduction for you. Okay, so you gonna reap after your kind. If a so-called black man has a plant his seed inside of a so-called white woman, right? What's going to come out of that womb? What's going to be the fruit of that womb? It's going to come after its own kind, which is a black man. Well, really, a Israelite. Okay, I say so-called loosely. I mean, I say so-called emphatically because that is not. That's also another deception, social construct created by your oppressor. All right, this is verse 24. It says, and God said, let the earth bring forth a living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, so on and so forth. Okay? I'm not it's pretty much saying the same thing, but it's just going into all the creatures and life as we know it on the planet Earth coming after his own kind. Okay, and kind, remember, matter of fact, I'll just look at the word kind real quick, just so you can get the full understanding. All right, kind represents groups of living organisms belonging in the same created kind if they descended from the same ancestral gene pool. Okay. Sometimes a species. Let's see. Yeah, but basically it's just this applies to your kind, like your race. Okay. Some races don't take likings to other people, other kinds of people, right? You know, I believe that, you know, there is a saying in the past time in which Racist, a racist would say, we don't take a liking to your kind, or we don't like your kind, okay? They're talking about your race, all right? Especially probably in a Jim Crow era, you had the segregation going on. And how was it segregated? It was segregated after their kind, all right? So you had this section for whites only and this section for blacks only. All right, it's after their kind, which is essentially race. All right, and we can also conclude that man is also referred to as trees. We're not literal trees. All right, so this is a just by nature itself we bear fruit as well. This is Mark 8:24. It says, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. And there's also many similitudes in the scriptures that compare man or parallel man as trees, okay? You even got family trees, right? What's that about? Right? It always, they show the lineage of the father. Of course, they show the lineage of the mother sometimes in certain cases when you go to family reunions. But essentially, the scriptures has already, declared, really the Most High declared it, that you're going to come after your own kind. There's no confusion. God is not mocked. Be not deceived. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You are what your father is, okay? Man is no different from trees nor beasts when it comes to the foundational blocks of life, as there are similarities all throughout the Bible when man is compared to other life forms, which includes vegetation and, beasts, like I said. And just like other life forms, the denotion of species, family, and race applies to man as well. The fruit of the mother's womb is only possible because of the father's seed, all right, that was planted, which is synonymous with husbandry, hence the name husband and wife. All right, so y'all about to learn today. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy 7:13, just to prove, there's a parallel between man and trees, or just man, planting seed and bearing fruit. All right, this is Deuteronomy 7:13. It says, and he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your corn and your wine and your oil, the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep in the land which he sware unto your fathers to give thee. Pay attention to fruit of the womb, right? He will also bless the fruit of your womb. In an NLT, it says he will love and bless you and he will give you many children. All right, so the fruit, but basically the fruit is the children, okay? And so the fruit, what is also, let's go to Psalms 127 to show you what the fruit of of the womb is. This is 127:3, Psalms 127:3. Lo, which means behold, or look, or behold, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. All right, so your heritage goes back to whoever planted the seed. All right, the man planted the seed. So your heritage or your race, your lineage, it goes towards from your father, the patriarch. All right, so it just proves that the children, which are in heritage, are the fruit of the womb. All right, I hope you get it. All right, husbandry, right, is the care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. Synonyms include farm management, farming, agriculture. But just pay attention to basically farming, land management, agriculture. All right, so basically husbandry is dealing with cultivation. All right. And this is also where the term culture comes from, because it's all about cultivation. All right, culture starts with the patriarch, or the fathers who planted the seed, the husband. Right? Of course, the seed is also after his kind. Race and nationality is always determined by the family you sprung out of, by the house of the fathers. Right? The Most High is not the author of confusion. This is Numbers 1 and 2. It says, take ye the sum of all of the congregation of the children of Israel after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls. Okay, so nationality, your heritage is determined by the house of your father. Right, verse 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees. Right, they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. Let's look at what that word pedigree means. All right, pedigrees. To be born, let me see. To bear, to bring forth, beget, gender, to bear. Let's see. It says specifically to show lineage. All right. Bear, beget, born, make to, bring forth. It's through the Father, okay? That's simply all I'm trying to make the point of. All right, YAHAWASHI, let's go into some of the prominent figureheads in the scriptures that were spoken about, that we have accounts and records of. YAHAWASHI specifically is the offspring of the tribe of Judah, right? He is an Israelite out the tribe of Judah, based on the fact that he was born through the seed of his father, Joseph, right? That is the process and order of operations on earth, to dwell in these earthly vessels, right? That's the way Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI set it up, okay? We're in these bodies. We have to plant seeds. We reproduce. We're fruitful and multiply. All right, YAHWASHI came as a man from the loins of Joseph. All right, let's prove that. Easy to prove. Very simple. Hebrews 7 and 14. For it is evident, right? For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning the priesthood. All right, so the Lord, he sprang out of Judah. That means that he was a seed from the tribe of Judah. All right. Let's go to Hebrews 2, verse 16. It says, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Okay. So it's through the seed that YAHWASHI, is an Israelite. And you'll find out that through his lineage on his mother's side, through his lineage, through his father's side, right? His fathers, they dwelt with women. Some of his forefathers, dwelt with women from other nations that weren't Israelites. So, he wouldn't say, oh yeah, I got a little bit of Midianite in me. I got a little bit of Moabite in me. I'm 20%, what do you call it? I'm 20% Hamite, or something like that. He wouldn't go by what some of you people go by today, this multiracial, biracial, pseudoscience, BS. He wouldn't say, yeah, I'm 5% this and 10% that and 30% this, so on and so forth, because that is confusion. That's folly and madness. All right. It does not matter the race or the nationality of the woman. The womb is represented as the soil. Okay. Hence, why we be fruitful and multiply. We plant our seed in the soil of the woman, and she grows the fruit of the womb. All right, they are rooted in the womb, but the fruit of her womb will always be after his kind, or should I say the father's kind, regardless of other phenotypes that are acquired from the mother's DNA. There's a reason why during wars fought, they were always charged to kill all males. Okay, in any war, one of the main tactics one of the main tactics, right, to basically end the nation is to rid all the males, to get rid of them, even newborn sons in certain instances, so they can decimate their seed line, their race, their legacy. If a man, he cannot produce, that's why also there was laws that was basically saying that if your brother, he passed away before he can put seed in his wife to continue his legacy, then the brother who remains alive, he has to actually be the one to continue that legacy by putting his seed in, the widow. Okay. And this is from an Eastern mindset. This is from a Hebraic thought. This is from the old world, which is against this new world. All right, let's go to Exodus just to prove that the war tactic is to decimate the seed line of the males, and therefore you can't bring the nations anymore up from that line of people. This is Exodus 1:15. It says, "And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live." Okay, why did they let the daughters live and the sons, they died? Why they let them die? It's because they can the Egyptians, they can continue their nationality, their legacy with the women, because they'll always just reproduce their kind. Okay, that's very simple. All right, this is Exodus 1:22. It says, "And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive." All right, so it's a reason why the son they tried to kill them, because they carry the seed, the jewels. All right, the family jewels. The sons are always the heir to the throne because they carry the seed. All right. Let's go to Matthew. This is Matthew 21:38. It says, "But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance." All right. So this is showing you that the son is always the heir to the throne. He is the what do you call it? The posterity, okay, of the legacy. So I'm about to show you examples of war and domestic relations. In the examples of war and domestic relations, there's some verses in the scriptures. Matter of fact, we're going to Deuteronomy. There's some verses in the scriptures, right, where the women are preserved, but the males are killed off, like I showed you in Exodus. And so with that power, the men can continue building their own nation or their own kind with these women that they take captive. All right, this is Deuteronomy 20 and verse 10. It says, when thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. Now keep in mind, this is in the law. This is in the Torah. All right. It says, and it shall be, if it make thee an answer of peace and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. All right. The point is, it says, and if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. It says, and when the Lord your power hath delivered it in your hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. So the Lord, he is a man of war as well. Hence the name Lord of Hosts. All right, so he said, this is, like I said, this is a war tactic. He says, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. Okay, why? Because they can continue their race, their nationality, their patriarch with the men. All right, the men, all they got to do is plant their seed, and what's going to come out are reproduction of themselves. Okay. All right, so here's some more proof. You know, it's so much proof throughout the scriptures. It's very easy to see. It's very simple. You know, and I hope you are edified. All right, this is Jeremiah 31 verse 35. It says, thus saith the Lord. This is what the Lord said, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea and the wave, then when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. It says, if those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Okay, so as you can see, the seed of Israel is a nation, represents your nationality. Okay, so whoever your father was, that's what you are. Okay, don't worry about what you were so-called taught. Don't worry about those social constructs. It's okay. You don't have to stay with the same ideology that your oppressor taught you. All right, this is just the truth. There ain't no cut on this. All right, this is Jeremiah 2. This is, the truth. When I say there's no cut, that means it's not mixed with, impurities. This is straight raw. This is Jeremiah 2 and 21. It says, yet I have planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Okay. So there is no such thing as a mixed race of people. It's impossible. It's easy to prove based on a certain Israelite men, right, that I talked about through the scriptures. Many Israelite men who planted seed in women of a different nation or nationality, and those children or fruit of the womb, right, are after their own kind. Those children that sprung out are still Israelites. Even through YAHAWASHI's ancestral lineage, there are women of different nations, but he remains an Israelite descendant because of his patriarch, of which all men were of the nation of Israel. Right? Joseph had Ephraim and Manasseh through Egyptian women, yet they are still counted as Israelites. All right. Moses had children with a Midianite, yet the children are of the nation of Israel. All right. David, Boaz, Rahab, Solomon, are just a few known key figures that had Israelite children with women of a different nation. Okay, so that pretty much, seals the deal right there. Lord willing, this was edifying. It's that simple. Okay, your nationality is determined by the house of your father. It's determined by the seed, of your father. Who you are is determined by who planted that seed to make you. All right, I'm saying it in so many different ways, but hopefully you get it, you understand. Giving all praises and glory to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Shalom.